and welcome to the Max Life. To tell you that this is probably going to be one of the harder birthdays that I've had to host might be a little bit of an understatement, because you guys see that this wall is coming down. Y'all saw some of that happening this morning. The brick is on the other side, which is why it still looks like this in some areas, and has been removed up to pretty well what it's going to look like minus the outside. So we're slowly getting there. But the floor is hazed white. I've wiped my countertop up several times. Today is actually Jenny's birthday, and I have been working on a couple of things. These are some Star sugar cookies that I made. I have iced those and just made icing for those. I'll show y'all those in just a few minutes. I am fixing to make some muffins. I actually made these last night. I'm sorry, they're not muffins, they're cupcakes. I'm going to get those iced in just a minute. And I have also put together some little fruit sticks that are super cute that are going along with our Mario theme. So I'm working on that. He has requested a waffle breakfast, so I'm going to be working on that in just a minute. I'm going to show y'all some clips as we start celebrating his birthday. I actually just finished putting these little bombs together. Aren't they cute? They're little Mario bombs. They even have a wick on top. So just a couple of decorations. We're not having a big blowout party. We're just having a couple of family members over tonight. So I put a couple of things on the table and did a couple of food items that go along with the Mario theme. But before much else happens, there's a huge haze over there on the floor. I'm going to try to vacuum that up and then get a good mop on it, because it is just spreading through the house. On top of today, I have already made cheese. I have already made butter. I made the sugar cookies and the cupcakes yesterday, but I've got to get the icing on that, and I have to start cooking our meal as well. Then we're going to start celebrating Jennings. He is 6 years old today. You got to keep your eye. Actually, make him turn around this way.
No! What? That's so cool.
Okay, Jennings, turn around.
This thing is huge!
I am going to be talking not as loud as I usually do today, because my voice is just about to leave me. But I kind of wanted to try to finish up this video and just kind of share with y'all where we're at right now. So we had a really good time yesterday celebrating Jennings' birthday. It was one of those, you want to be happy, but it's also a very somber day as well. And I'm going to tell y'all about that if my voice will allow me here in just a minute. Because as much joy as we had in celebrating Jennings' birthday, we also had a tragedy in our community yesterday. And you guys can look this up and read about it, especially if you're not from here. But we live in a very small, tight-knit community. One of those communities where really everybody knows everybody here. And there was an accident yesterday where a routine traffic stop was done, and the basically thug that was in the car shot the cop that pulled him over. And long story short, there were a couple of cops that ended up injured, and one of those died, which was a really wonderful man in our community. He actually is Colby's dad's neighbor. So like I said, we're a small community here, and really everybody just kind of knows everybody. If you're not friends with them, then you know them through other people, or you go to church with them, or they're your kid's Sunday school teacher, or whatever. Our community is all tied together somehow because we are a smaller community. So you guys can look this up. It was in Summit, Mississippi. It just happened yesterday on August the 8th. where there was a routine traffic stop done, and our officer shot and killed. So we did, like I said, we did know that gentleman personally. He actually purchased pigs for me and Colby back in our fall when we were selling off that. It was either fall or spring, maybe it was later spring, late summer. I don't remember exactly the time of year. It was either into the summer, early fall, somewhere in that area. Whenever we sold our last batch of pigs, he come and had actually purchased some pigs for us. So, you know, like I said, it's just tough. I know when you live in other areas and it's big city, or, you know, your land, you live somewhere where, you know, there's 60 miles between you and your next neighbor, like maybe in Montana or somewhere like that. It's just not like that here. We're very close-knit. We're small town, close-knit community. So, like I said, this officer was just a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. And not only do we know him personally just from doing business with him with the pigs, and he was very active in our community, and he was Colby's dad's neighbor. So our community is very, you know, shaken up by that. We've gone through this before with cops responding to violence or you know, whatever was going on, and they've tragically lost their life in that. So yesterday, I know that when he got up and even his family got up and they went their ways that day, they just never would have thought that he would have not come back tomorrow afternoon. So, you know, it's kind of got everybody in our community stirred up and upset and on edge, and, you know, we're all like, this is just, this nonsense, this complete nonsense is causing the loss of life in our family, where he was a good father, he was a good granddad, and we're losing those men to these thugs that could care less. They don't value life, and, you know, it makes people in our community very upset when these type of things happen, because he lost his life over something that was complete nonsense. And you know, also I mentioned, because everybody knows everybody here, you know, a lot of people know the family and they see them hurt and see them grieve, which also, you know, makes us hurt. It makes us sad for that family, because they have lost, you know, they've lost a father, they've lost a husband, they've lost a brother, they've lost a granddad. And, you know, so it's just been a tough time in our community right now. We are very thankful for our little man Jennings, and he is wild as they come. So we did enjoy being able to celebrate him yesterday, but it was also kind of that somberness in the room too, of just, you're sad because a tragedy like this happens. And, you know, when it's right here in our community, it's actually the place that it happened from. My home is not very far. I mean, you know, just miles down the road. So that happens right here at home. And sometimes I think that we tend to forget, because it doesn't happen all the time, that, you know, we're immune from it, that our community is fine, everything is fine, and it's not. I know it happens a lot in inner cities where there's a lot of shootings and things like that. Sometimes we tend to forget that those bad things do happen to our small community sometime as well. So not only that, we have some wonderful, wonderful friends that, again, live on the other side of town from us that we've been friends with. We were able to meet through this kind of homestead journey. So they also just got in touch with us, because they're sweet friends of ours, and let us know that she was diagnosed with stage 3 pancreatic cancer. They're absolutely precious people. Her name is Miss Pam. I know a lot of you guys are praying people. If y'all want to pray for them, as well as the Floyd family and the loss of our officer here in our community. But those things, you know, have been real heavy on our hearts for the past couple of days. Those are our needs, our immediate needs that we have been praying over, and really thinking about those families during this time, because in both situations, there are many hard days ahead in this journey that they're going to be facing. So I wanted to share those things with you guys, because, you know, as much as we enjoy celebrating, sometimes it's hard to be, we're joyous, but it's sometimes hard to outwardly express that when there is so much sadness in that same moment. I hope that makes sense, y'all. But that's kind of where we're at. Actually, Colby is at the gentleman's house. They were butchering birds today. They were going to try to go ahead and get that behind them. One of the things that he mentioned to Colby was possibly needing some help during that time, and needless to say, Colby has gone over to help butcher this morning. It was on my agenda this morning as well. I was going to get up early this morning. We were going to get school knocked out. So we do 4 full school days, Monday through Thursday. Fridays we gear more towards our tests, spelling test, language arts, and math. So it's a little, sometimes we don't have to spend until 12:30 getting done. Sometimes we're usually done closer to 10 or 10:30, sometimes 11, just depending on the morning. So I was also going to go over, but last night, actually during cleaning up, trying to get things tidied up, after we'd celebrated Jennings, I started not feeling really good. You can hear it in my voice. I started getting a really bad headache, a lot of pressure in my sinuses. Went to bed with kind of an irritated throat. I woke up this morning, my throat was a little bit more irritated. My headache is a little bit better. But I thought I probably better not go out in this heat. I feel like it's probably going to make me worse. So I have been taking a couple of things, mushrooms, garlic, and turmeric to try to help boost my immune. Of course, I have elderberry tincture that I have been taking as well. But I figured probably the last thing I needed to do was go out and get in this heat and get really, really hot and probably dehydrated as well, because when I'm out working in this heat, especially when you're butchering birds, I tend not to drink a lot of fluids. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Colby is over lending a hand. When we see needs in our community, especially in situations like this, and dear friends of ours, it's not even questionable whether you go help, you just go do it. Even if that means putting things off that we might would have needed to get done today, it's worth it because we're able to be the hands and feet of Christ and help those people out when they need it. So guys, that is where we're at today. I wanted to give you an update. I am going to be doing just a couple of things in the kitchen and stay hydrated and kind of just spend the afternoon on rest so that my body can recuperate and recover during this time, because we have had a full slam pack from before our trip to after our trip and trying to manage the renovations. So a lot going on, and I know that if I continue overworking myself and not taking care of myself, that this will get worse. So I am going to hydrate today, do a little bit in the kitchen, but mostly try to stay cool and rest. But I just wanted to give y'all a heads up of where we're at. You know that we share a lot with you guys, all the things that go on and happen on the farm, real life things that happen, like not feeling great, but you know, you still move on. Things that we come in contact with in our life and how we deal with those. So we share all that with you guys, and that's where we're at. I hope that the next couple of videos coming up is not breaking any kind of bad news, because I don't think our hearts can handle that right now. But I just wanted to give y'all an update of where we're at and moving forward from here, just knowing that the Lord is in control of all of these things and that He is sovereign. And sometimes when we look at these bad things that happen, or God puts these major valleys in our lives where sometimes we don't understand a why, it's okay sometimes for us to not understand, because we are not God and He is, and we have to see past that and remember that no matter what our future holds in any given situation, that it's just our job to live from day to day and bring honor and glory to Him and be faithful to His calling and all of those things. So guys, I hope that you have a blessed, happy weekend. Just remember those people in your prayer, and until next time, guys, God bless and happy homesteading, y'all.